Mahatma Buddha accurately stated, the quieter you end up, the greater you can hear in the bustling noise of the modern-day world. Cultivating quietness may additionally appear like a daunting project. Alternatively, in Buddhist philosophy, quietness is no longer only the absence of sound. However, a nation of profound focus and presence, it is a gateway to grasp ourselves and the world around us extra deeply. In the course of records, infinite seekers have grew to become to Buddhism, to locate solace amidst lifestyle's chaos. Nowadays, we embark on a trip to discover the knowledge of these ancient teachings and practice them to our current lives. Be a part of us as we delve into realistic techniques rooted in Buddhist concepts to end up quieter men and women, enriching our lives and nurturing our souls alongside the way variety one. Do not end speak me. For the relaxation of your existence at first look, the thought of no longer stopping speaking would possibly appear contradictory to our quest for quietness. Alternatively, it is through acknowledging the electricity of speech that we start to recognize the fee of silence. In Buddhism, phrases keep immense power. They can uplift, heal, and inspire. However, they can additionally damage, divide, and create chaos. By means of recognizing the influence of our phrases, we lay the basis for cultivating quietness inside ourselves. Pause for a second and mirror on your modern conversation habits. How regularly do you communicate except motive or intention? Are your phrases guided via mindfulness and compassion, or do they stem from impulse and ego? In our fast-paced world, it is convenient to get caught up in the consistent chatter of our minds, filling each second with noise. However, true quietness starts with a mindful desire to communicate with cause and restraint. Through embracing the paradox of now not stopping speaking, we embark on a ride of self-discovery and self-mastery. We examine to determine when to communicate and when to pay attention, when to share our knowledge, and when to preserve our tongues. Via this exercise, we domesticate a deeper cognizance of our ideas and thoughts, paving the way for higher internal peace and clarity. So as you proceed on your direction, in the direction of turning into a quieter character, have in mind that it is now not about suppressing your voice, however, instead getting to know to use it wisely. Communicate with intention, talk with compassion, and above all, talk with attention. In doing so, you will no longer solely discover higher quietness inside yourself. However, additionally, create a ripple impact of harmony and appreciation in the world around you. Range 2 exercise, wondering about matters earlier than you even say them. In the hustle and bustle of day-by-day lifestyles, our phrases regularly drift without difficulty on occasion, besides a great deal concept or consideration. But in the realm of quietness and mindfulness, each word carries weight and importance. This is the place the exercise of questioning earlier than speak me turns into fundamental. It is about cultivating an experience of mindfulness in verbal exchange, a deliberate pause between idea and motion, permitting us to talk with intention and clarity. Think about a world the place each and every phrase uttered is a reflection of our truest selves, infused with mindfulness and compassion. Such a world is no longer past. Our attain it starts with the easy act of pausing and reflecting earlier than responding. So how can we domesticate this exercise in our own lives? First off, it begins with attention. Note the impulse to communicate straight away in any given scenario. Rather of succumbing to this impulse, take a second to pause and study your ideas and feelings. Enable yourself, the house, to absolutely recognize what you prefer to bring and why. Subsequent, think about the influence of your phrases. Will they uplift and inspire, or will they reason damage and division? By way of reflecting on the plausible penalties of our speech, we empower ourselves to pick our phrases with increased knowledge and compassion. In the end, embrace the energy of silence. Occasionally, the most profound insights emerge in the moments between phrases. Exercise listening to the stillness inside, permitting it to information. Your speech with grace and authenticity. Incorporating these sensible guidelines into your everyday existence can seriously change your conversation habits and deepen your connection with yourself and others. So the subsequent time you experience the urge to talk impulsively, keep in mind the energy of pausing and reflecting earlier than responding. In doing so, you will no longer solely domesticate larger quietness within yourself. However, additionally, make contributions to an extra mindful and harmonious worldwide variety. 3. In no way interrupt humans in our fast-paced world, the place everybody is keen to be heard. The artwork of listening has turned out to be uncommon. commodity, but in the pursuit of quietness and mindfulness, listening performs a necessary position. It is about greater than simply listening to it. It is about, in reality, appreciation and respecting the views of others. This is the place the exercise of by no means interrupting human beings comes into play at its core. By no means interrupting is a manifestation of empathy, and recognize it acknowledges the cost of each and every voice and honors the inherent well-worth of every individual's point of view. When we hear barring interruption, we create a house for true connection and grasp to flourish. So how can we curb the impulse to interrupt and domesticate this exercise in our personal lives? First of all, it starts with mindfulness word, the urge to interject when any individual else is speak me as an alternative of appearing on this impulse. Pause and remind yourself of the significance of listening fully and attentively. Subsequent exercise, lively listening. This capability utterly attractive with what the different character is pronouncing, barring formulating your response in your thinking or planning. Your subsequent factor of argument, enable yourself to be completely existing in the dialogue, soaking in the phrases and feelings of the speaker. Every other method is to center of attention on your breath when you experience the urge to interrupt. Rising inside you, take a deep breath and center yourself. Enable the breath to anchor you in the existing second, assisting you to continue to be calm and composed. Lastly, cultivate empathy. Put yourself in the footwear of the speaker and think about how it would sense to be interrupted by means of empathizing with others. We naturally come to be greater inclined to hear attentively and admire their views via incorporating these techniques into your each-day interactions. You no longer solely honor the voices of others, however, additionally deepen your very own potential for empathy and appreciation. Be mindful. Quietness isn't always simply about the absence of noise. It is about growing area for connection, empathy and mutual appreciate to thrive. Quantity 4. Get an exact time eating hobby in our aggravating lives, crammed with consistent stimulation and distractions. Carving out time for quiet introspection can sense like a luxurious, alternatively enticing in the right times. Eating interest can grant the best possibility to sluggish down, reconnect with ourselves, and domesticate an experience of internal quietness. One of the key advantages of pursuing such hobbies is the chance for introspection. Things to do that require centered interest and awareness naturally draw us inward, permitting us to explore our ideas, feelings, and innermost wishes. Whether or not it is portray gardening or enjoying a musical instrument, these hobbies furnish a sacred space for self-discovery and reflection. So what are some pastimes that promote quietness and introspection? Think about things to do, like meditation or yoga, which no longer solely promote bodily and intellectual well-being, however additionally foster a deep experience of internal peace and tranquility. Then again, you may discover innovative pursuits, such as writing pictures or drawing, which provide a potential of self-expression and catharsis. Nature-based hobbies like trekking, staring at, or gardening can additionally be fairly nourishing for the soul. Immersing yourself in the herbal world lets in you to unplug from the noise of modern life and reconnect with the rhythms of the earth, fostering a profound feel of calm and grounding. Sooner or later, the key is to discover an interest that resonates with you individually and brings you joy, whether or not it is via creative expression, bodily recreation, or honestly spending time in nature. Investing in things to do that promote quietness and introspection can have an effect on your ordinary well-being and experience of internal peace. So take the time to discover exceptional pursuits and find out what speaks to your soul. Your trip toward increased quietness and self-discovery awaits. Variety 5. Let the different man or woman communicate first in the dance of dialogue. There is a profound beauty in permitting others to take the lead by means of letting the different man or woman talk first. We now not solely appreciate for their standpoint, however, also create area for meaningful talk and connection to unfold. One of the key motives why letting the different individual communicate first is so extensive is due to the fact it demonstrates authentic pastime in grasp their ideas and experiences. When we prioritize listening over talking, we sign to the different character that their voice things, fostering an experience of have confidence and mutual recognize in the relationship. So how can we domesticate the staying power to let others talk first in conversations? One method is to exercise lively listening as a substitute of formulating your response. Whilst the different man or woman is speak me, focus your interest utterly on what they are announcing. This capability, keeping eye contact, Nodding in acknowledgement and refraining from interrupting every other approach is to remind yourself of the price of silence. Include the pauses in dialogue as possibilities for reflection and deeper perception as an alternative of dashing to fill the silence with your very own phrases. Enable it to linger, trusting that it will pave the way for extra significant speak weight unfold. Moreover, domesticate empathy and curiosity. Put yourself in the footwear of the different man or woman and absolutely are searching for to apprehend their point of view. Ask open-ended questions and exhibit actual pastime in their experiences, fostering an environment of mutual mastering and boom. With the aid of incorporating these strategies into your conversations, you no longer solely domesticate staying power, however, additionally deepen your ability for empathy and perception. Consider quietness is not simply about the absence of noise. It is about developing area for connection and significant communicate to flourish. So the subsequent time you discover yourself in dialogue exercise, the art of letting the different people talk first, you may also be amazed via the depth of connection and perception that emerges as an end result. Wide variety. 6. Use manners in the pursuit of a quieter and greater aware existence. The significance of the use of manners can't be overstated. Manners go past mere social conventions. They are an embodiment of admire, think about Asian, and an aware effort to create a harmonious surroundings. Connecting the practice of silence with the cultivation of accurate manners is an effective way to foster a peaceable and quiet demeanor in our interactions with others. When we use manners, we create a basis of courtesy and consideration. In our relationships, politeness turns into a language of its personal speak me volumes about our dedication to treating others with recognize. It is a refined but impactful way of resting our perception of the interconnectedness of all beings, aligning with the core concepts of many religious traditions. Including Buddhism, reflect on consideration on the way you communicate and engage with others. Do you provide an easy please and thank you in reality? And usually do you preserve the door for anybody or express gratitude when it is due? These reputedly small acts make a contribution to the average surroundings of our interactions, fostering an experience of ease and quiet dignity. Politeness is no longer in basic terms a set of regulations to comply with. It is an expression of mindfulness and consideration for the well-being of these round us. By means of incorporating proper manners into our daily interactions, we make contributions to a collective electricity of admire and grasp. This inflip fosters a peaceable and quiet demeanor that resonates now not solely inside ourselves, however additionally in the areas we inhabit. So as you navigate your everyday interactions, take into account the profound influence that the use of manners can have on the cultivation of a quieter, extra-aware existence. Let politeness be the silent language that speaks volumes about your dedication to developing a world the place admire, and consideration are the guiding standards of your interactions. Wide variety. 7. Launch any pent-up strength you can also have in our ride toward quietness and internal peace. It is necessary to renounce the profound connection between our bodily and emotional well-being. Frequently, when we trip pent-up strength or anxiety, it manifests now not solely in our bodies, however additionally in our minds, clouding our capability to discover stillness and clarity. Consequently, releasing this pent-up strength is critical for cultivating a quiet and balanced existence. Bodily undertaking serves as the effective conduit for emotional release. Whether it is through full-of-life workout or mild motion practices like yoga or Tai Chi enticing, our bodies lets in us to channel extra electricity in an optimistic way. As we go and exert ourselves, we launch anxiety from our muscular tissues, permitting stagnant strength to drift freely. As soon as once more mindfulness workout routines can additionally be helpful equipment for releasing pent-up strength and cultivating internal calm practices, such as deep respiration, physique scans, or guided meditations, assist us tune into our bodies and thoughts, permitting us to discover areas of anxiety and release them with mild cognizance. When it comes to physical things to do to channel extra power, reflect on consideration on practices that resonate with you. In my opinion, possibly you locate solace in going for a brisk stroll or jog outdoors, permitting the rhythm of your footsteps to floor you in the existing second, or possibly you pick the meditative float of swimming or the depth of a difficult exercise. At the fitness center, yoga, with its focal point on breath and motion, is mainly positive for releasing pent-up electricity and fostering a feel of internal calm through a sequence of postures and stretches. Yoga invitations us to join with our bodies in breath, facilitating the launch of anxiety and stress. In the end, the key is to discover things to do that permit you to go with intention and mindfulness, guiding you toward a nation of greater quietness and stability, whether or not it is through bodily workout mindfulness practices or a mixture of each. Releasing pent-up power is a critical step on the course to cultivating a quieter, extra peaceable existence. Wide variety. 8. Analyze your weaknesses. Embarking on the trip to become a quieter individual entails now, not solely grasp our strengths, however, additionally going through and getting to know from our weaknesses. Self. Reflection on private verbal exchange weaknesses is a fundamental step in this system as it opens the door to self-awareness and private boom. Take a second to replicate on your verbal exchange habits. Are there patterns of conduct that restrict your capability to domesticate quietness and mindfulness in your interactions? Possibly you locate yourself often interrupting others, struggling with impatience, or being overly necessary. Figuring out these weaknesses is now not about self-condemnation. However, alternatively, a brave act of self-discovery. Self-awareness performs a pivotal function in the journey toward turning into a quieter character. It is through appreciation our weaknesses that we acquire insights into the areas, the place we can enhance and evolve. Consciousness permits us to capture ourselves in the ACT, growing and possibility for aware correction and transformation. To examine your weaknesses, have interaction in normal self-reflection. This can be through journaling, meditation, or in reality, taking moments of quiet contemplation. Ask yourself questions about your verbal exchange fashion. Be aware routine patterns and be trustworthy about areas the place you can enhance. Moreover, in search of remarks from dependent on pals or mentors can furnish precious insights that can also be difficult to find on your personal. As soon as you have recognized your weaknesses, method them with the attitude of curiosity and a dedication to boom as a substitute of viewing them as limitations. See them as possibilities for refinement and transformation. Domesticate the staying power to trade ingrained habits and the resilience to persist in the face of challenges. Take note, the ride toward turning into a quieter individual is a non-stop system of self-discovery and improvement via studying your weaknesses. You no longer solely beautify your conversation abilities, however, additionally deepen your connection with others and make contributions to a greater harmonious and conscious existence. Embody the root of self-awareness with an open coronary heart and a willingness to evolve, and you will locate that quietness turns into a natural expression of your genuine self-conclusion. As Gautama Buddha accurately stated, peace comes from inside. Do no longer are trying to find it, except embracing quietness and mindfulness in our lives is no longer about looking for exterior validation or approval. However, instead, about discovering peace and tranquility inside ourselves by way of incorporating the ideas we've got mentioned from mindfulness and verbal exchange to self-awareness and self-reflection. We can domesticate a quieter, greater, peaceable existence that emanates from the depths of our being. Let us bear in mind that the experience towards quietness is no longer a vacation spot, however a continual exercise, and may also we every locate solace and serenity on this sacred course.